is Ryan Boyd and I'm one of the directors at Integra Financial. This session we'd like to concentrate on repayment methods. Now by that we mean how you repay your mortgage debt. There's three main categories for this. Let's start off with the first one, which is either known as capital and interest repayment or simply repayment mortgage. What this means is that with each and every single payment you make, you're reducing your capital balance, i.e. the amount you've borrowed, along with the interest that's being charged by the mortgage lender as well. Remember, as the capital balance reduces, the interest will reduce in line with that balance as well, therefore saving you interest in the long run. And I'll come back to that in just a second. So let's create an example for you. So let's assume that you borrow £100,000 over a 20-year period. What this basically means is that your mortgage balance will start at £100,000 and reduce down to zero at the end of the mortgage term, leaving you debt-free and with a debt-free asset at the end of the 20 years. Ideal position to be in, I'm sure you'll agree. However, the other two options you have are interest only and part and part. Let's start with interest only. So with interest only means, and let's use the example again of £100,000 lending over 20 years. You start off with £100,000, you end with £100,000 at the end of the 20 years because all you're doing is paying back the interest charged on that mortgage payment each month. By opting for this type of mortgage and this type of repayment strategy means that you could potentially be charged more interest in the long run because you are not reducing the mortgage capital balance and therefore the interest isn't reducing in line with that. So just be wary of that. Interest-only mortgages can be supported by one of many ways. It's important to check with your advisor or with the bank or building society that you may apply with on what their eligibility is, what their criteria is, to see if your repayment strategy is fit enough for their criteria. Typical repayment strategies may include the sale of the mortgage property or sale of portfolio property. So if you're in a fortunate position to have buy-to-lets or other investment properties, you may be able to use those. ISAs or other various savings accounts or share portfolios may also be other areas that lenders will consider. Once again, please consult the mortgage lender or provider for further clarity on that. It would also be recommended that, as well as speaking to a qualified professional mortgage advisor, that you seek professional advice from someone in relation to your repayment strategies. The onus is on yourself to ensure that the repayment strategy is man enough to repay the mortgage at the end of its mortgage term. Hopefully that makes sense. So the third and final one is part and part, and it's literally just a mix of the repayment and the interest-only lending. Okay, so again, let's go back to the £100,000 example over 20 years. A client may wish for half of the mortgage, so £50,000 to be on repayment, to ensure that is gone by the end of the 20 years, but the other half to remain on interest only because they may have, for example, a savings account with that sum of cash in already. The other benefit of that style is that it keeps your mortgage payment down, so for affordability purposes that may be a better proposal for the client. Any option is down to you as an individual. Once again, I must stress that you seek advice and guidance from a professional qualified mortgage advisor, and also ensure that you regularly check your repayment strategy should you opt for an interest-only or part and part mortgage. So that's it. Repayment or capital and interest repayment means that you're eroding the debt each month. Interest-only means that you are reliable on a fit and suitable repayment strategy to repay your mortgage by the end of the mortgage term. And the third is part and part, where you amalgamate the repayment and interest-only option together. I hope that's helped, and we hope to see you next time for our further training videos. Thank you for your time again. We really appreciate you watching us, and take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, teach me, Master, Master, teach me, or I would not live a life